It's the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. This week we're experiencing, I don't know how to call this. I was going to come up with some kind of witty little thing to say, but your band name pretty much says it all, I think. Chimps hate laughter. Yeah, that's one of the questions when we have in a band like you is, how did you get your name? But don't answer that. We're going to answer that here in just a little bit. Instead, I'm going to introduce the guys that we have in studio with us tonight. Tell them who you are and tell them what you do.
I'm Stephen McCowan, and I do voices for Chimps Hate Laughter.
I'm Gregory Farley, and I do guitars and bass.
The two of you are the only two members of the band? Or?
Right now, yeah. We're looking for an artistic drummer.
Artistic drummer. Does that mean...
We need a jazz drummer.
Okay.
Jazz fans out there.
I've heard hard-hitting drummer. I've heard... I don't think I've ever heard artistic
We don't need
drummer.
a straightforward drummer. We need somebody who can work the toms and go along with a feel and a sound.
Percussionist.
A percussionist. There you go. That's a great word.
That's the fancier term for somebody that does more than just hit the skins, I think.
Exactly, yeah.
So, well, but I'm guessing you would probably settle for a Dave Grohl if he popped up, right?
Yeah, we'd try him out. We'll try Dave Grohl out. But I don't know if he would make it in this.
Well, you guys are a little bit in the different mold in that not just that you've just got two members at the moment, but your music is a little bit more instead of straightforward.
Yeah, it's. I
was going to say what genre it was, and then it dawned on me that I really can't put you in one specific class.
It's like a strange blind movie or something.
How do you sum it up whenever somebody asks this question of you? How do you sum up your music?
We like the Velvet Underground, we like the Doors, and we mix that kind of with the Sex Pistols or Nirvana.
Little Lou Reed in there. That's not a bad way.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Tom Waits.
Nice.
Tom
Oh,
we love
nice.
Tom Waits.
Okay. All right. So falling a little bit more into that area, that's not a bad place to hang out, really. Crossing your Lou Reed and your Jim Morrison.
Oh, yeah.
I can get in on that. Little Cobain for extra good measure.
Yeah, definitely. That extra kick,
So what made you decide that was the route you wanted to go with music?
That's just in our head, I guess. We'll get together and he plays music, and then I'll write off of that, like automatic writing from my head, and he does the same thing. We don't really plan anything out.
Now, how did you two come across each other?
We live in the same area, so I play with other people, and so is he. But it's great to have what we create together. We got a lot of freedom to do whatever we want. You know what I mean? So it worked out perfectly, and we got together and we wrote. I mean, we can write 4 songs a day within like 3 hours and go on about our business, get all of that out.
So more of a free-flowing, just, hey, where's it going to take us today?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about you've got a couple of songs that we've been playing. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about one of them. Tell me about Small Change.
Small Change. I actually wrote that when I was drunk one time when he wasn't even around. I wrote that, and I'm not a good guitar player, so I just was playing D and singing and looking around the house, and these things just started coming out just to be entertaining, and it actually got recorded by somebody, and they showed me the next day, and I showed him. I said, "Hey, check us out, man. We should throw this in."
There's a story that is similar to that. Are you familiar with Beck's? What is the song that Beck had? I saw you go, oh, yeah, I know. Yes, Beck's Loser. That's the one that I'm thinking of. Actually, that's how the lyrics for that song came about. It was in a kitchen. If you listen to it next time, you'll be like, holy crap, it did come from somebody's kitchen. Yeah. But just simply free-flowing and seeing what came of it. And so then you added your parts later?
He does it. He does the guitar and everything on it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we give that a listen then? This is Small Change. It's Chimps Hate Laughter, the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. It's the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. Tonight we've got with us Chimps Hate Laughter. And now I'm going to ask it. I didn't do it in the first part because I just kind of wanted to keep people in suspense. But I have to know, why do Chimps Hate Laughter? How did we come up with the title for the band?
It was actually funny, and it's actually kind of against themselves. If Chimps Hate Laughter, that's kind of against themselves. And people do what's against themselves all the time and don't let themselves flow freely, just to be kind of politically correct or whatever the reasons are. So it could stand for making fun of all of us, making fun of myself, making fun of a chimp that hates laughter. If a chimp hates laughter, then we know Chimps as having good sense of humor.
So who came up with that idea? Just out of, that's all you. Okay, Steven. Yeah. Steven's responsible for the title. Did you have any input? Did you go, I don't really think I like that. Try something else.
No, I loved it.
You loved it from the get-go?
Yeah,
cool. Well, it certainly stands out, and I think it does make you ask the question, why are they going with that title? And then it does make you question, well, wait a minute, do they really? So I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It's a little bit deeper than just 3 words, even though
it can be deeper, or it can be
just as lighthearted as you want. It's what you make of it, and that's kind of, you're telling me that's how your music goes. It's just kind of what you make of it, so it kind of fits in with what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah, it can be. I mean, you can see it as deep, you can see it as just a total goof off, or both together,
Now, you guys are just the 2 of you at the moment, so are you doing anything live-wise? Have you got...
Not right now. We're not doing anything live-wise. We're really looking for, I mean, we've had other people around and stuff. We're really looking for musicians that kind of get that, and then we can have a band live and then plus our stage show.
Actually put a
something
performance
real
on.
Going on there, yeah.
Okay, well, so you've got a big, as far as plan of what you want to do outlined. It's just a matter of pulling in the right people to do that.
Yeah, which is very hard to do because everybody wants to play pop country or Nickelback or something,
Well,
so it's hard to find people that it's hard to find an alternative to that, really.
Yeah, I think that's the bigger thing. So a lot of the bands reaching out, trying to find somebody that fits their sound. Where have you been looking? Just online, or have you turned to that venue yet? Or
yeah, I mean, we look online. Everybody that I talk to, I'll be in the supermarket, and I see somebody tapping their fingers, and I say, "Do you play drums?" It doesn't really matter now. I mean, we're really looking for people that fits that spot.
With that thought in mind, have you also looked at the option of just tracking it? I've talked to a couple of people that are using, drum machines and different things.
We've almost come to that conclusion that we may have to do that.
Settle for programming it and maybe going that route. So.
Yeah, which isn't a bad thing. I love the Kills, and I seen them live, and they actually had a drum machine and stuff, and it was very, it pounded really good. It didn't sound like a, Boy George song.
For those of you who don't know who that is, Google is your friend. Well, you guys, we've been talking about the way that your music flows, and it takes a little bit of a different course from pop, rock, country. You don't really want to stay mainstream based on those ideas. So I tell you what, we'll talk a little bit more about the direction you're heading, what your plans are, as we continue with the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. It's the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. Tonight we are talking in studio with Chimps Hate Laughter. I have Steven and I have Greg. No, another Greg, not me. Say hi, Greg.
Hi.
See, that way there's 2 of us in here. I'm not just being 2 people tonight.
It's the 2 Gregs and Steven.
Yeah, it's more Greg than you can handle in a show. Say something again. Say hi.
Hi.
We've been poking at him a little because he hadn't had a whole lot to say, but he does have a lot of passion about what you guys are doing. You guys have been together now for how long?
About a year, I guess. We got about 20 or 30 songs.
Yeah.
20 or 30 songs in the course of a year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we took about a 6-month hiatus, if you add all that together, so about 6 months, yeah.
Now, you guys had worked with other artists or other bands. Artists.
Yeah.
Ooh, it sounds all fancy when you say it that way.
Yeah.
You guys had worked with other bands and musicians and stuff and just didn't quite find what clicked for you. So.
Well, things take people away.
Well, it sounds
focused,
like you've had what you might call happy accident out of that, I guess. The 2 of you coming across one another. So.
An artistic freedom.
Yeah.
Comes.
So it's about putting together the music, and you said that one of the things that you're lacking right at the moment is the percussion, the drums. That's something that we'd mentioned, and really kind of keeps you from getting a chance to go out and perform live, but you do want to get out there.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
That is something that one of your goals.
Yeah.
What is another one of your goals as far as not just, trying to get out to do a live show, but maybe a record or...
Oh yeah, we've definitely have enough we've got enough full songs for 2 albums. We're just
well, have you looked at production studios or where are you working at?
No, we haven't gotten too far ahead of ourselves in that.
As far as actually recording your material, how are you putting that together?
We do it in a bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you rely a lot on the software then?
Yeah. Well, we have a little. Go ahead, Gregory.
We have a Boss BR900 we bought off eBay. and we use that for everything.
Makes for a nice little setup then, and you just, a lot of bands, I've talked to a few of them from around the area and stuff, and it seems like one of the things that I hear more, and I was surprised really to hear this, and we have a studio, or we've put together a studio, or we've made a studio. I mean, technology has gotten to the point where anybody can make a studio anywhere at any time. I get that, but at the same time, I guess focusing on that side of it seems strange to me. Did it seem strange to you to just kind of start saying we're going to start recording our own stuff? Or?
Well, I love recording because I have such a bad memory in it. And what, a lot of these songs, we were recording them while we were writing them.
Yeah.
Because if I sit down with a pad and pencil or whatever, I'll forget what's going on and I'll lose the spirit of what I was beginning with, coming off of his music. So we'll just record like that, and I may have to change a few words every now and then. But usually these songs are written with less time than it actually takes to listen to them.
So the more songs you write, do you find that you're getting more out of them, or do you find that you're getting less out of them as far as the length of them? I guess maybe are they shorter songs, longer songs? How are they?
I mean, it may be like the other day we wrote a song that was 9 minutes long and a song that was 45 seconds long. Yeah. So it just depends. And I can be like, wow, man, that's a great, like we come up with a song the other day and I said, man, that's a great thing right there that you're doing on guitar. That's like the Misfits. Let me do like a Lou Reed, Velvet Underground thing over that, you know, and mix that in. But it comes very naturally. It flows very naturally from us, and he's great, man. He comes up with all kinds of sounds. Every sound that you hear on that is him, and I do nothing before him, and he comes in and does that and puts up the world, and then I just enter that and.
That's how they compose the songs. Let's talk about another one of the songs that you've composed. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Tell me about Uh-oh.
Man, he was just doing something for kind of a joke, I guess, wasn't you?
Yeah, I was just doing a little 4-chord thing, making fun of another song we wrote.
Yeah, he was goofing, and I was like, uh-oh, you know, and I just started, and then he comes over and does the rest of the guitar parts and bass lines with it. But it starts very basic like that, just the power chords of.
Well, it took on a life of its own, so why don't we share that with everyone? This is Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
There you go. It's Chimps Hate Laughter on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. It's the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. Tonight we've got in with this Chimps Hate Laughter. I've been talking with Steve, and I've been talking with Gregory, and finding out a little bit about what they've been doing. And I think the biggest thing I'm taking from this is you guys just want to make the music. You really don't care about the rest of it as far as, you know, if it goes to an album, that's great. Mm-hmm. If it gets, you know, a big following, that's great. But it's more about we just want to make music.
We want to have fun, and nobody's really making music that we enjoy, you know. And I'm older than Gregory, but nobody's made music that I enjoy for a long time. You know, I can say Jack White or maybe Kings of Leon. We want to make things that entertain us and have fun with it, you know, and that we can listen to, and it'll stick in our heads, and it's different from other things that we hear.
Well, how long have you been making music? Period.
Oh, I've always made music.
Starting at an early age?
Yeah.
You picked up the guitar and just...
No, man, I play a little bit of guitar, but I've always had the melodies. I've always come up with songs, you know, and I've always just loved music. You know, I used to get music in my stocking from Santa Claus because I love music that much, you know what I mean? And those people just stayed in my head, you know, and then I eventually grew into my own head and started doing the same things.
What about you, Gregory? How long have you been making music?
I've been playing guitar for probably 6 years, and that all started from listening to Nirvana. It's what made me want to play music. It's the only thing ever really drove me to do anything musically.
So music was pretty much the only passion that you came across? Or?
Yeah.
Started out with Nirvana and branched out, I'm guessing, because he's making some references that I've not heard you make. So
yeah, Tom Waits. I love Tom Waits. Velvet Underground, Lou Reed single stuff, all that, and System of a Down, stuff like that. I like everything, just not the newer music. The newest band I like is Cage the Elephant.
Okay. So we take mostly out of the classic realm, and we take from different styles of like the Velvet Underground, and we just kind of mix those all together, and then let the music take us where we go. Mm-hmm. Well, do you take this online? Where are you at online?
We have a Reverb Nation and a Facebook is all we have right now.
And you guys have brought us in some more music, so we're looking forward to adding that. You said you want to move towards putting together a full album, but the biggest priority is percussion. So,
I mean, we've got some like really like heavier stuff than we brought in here that just don't sound good without it.
Right.
You know? Some things can sound good without a percussionist, and some things can't.
That is Chimps Hate Laughter. You guys sound like you know where you want to go with it. It's just a matter of getting it all pulled together. I appreciate you guys taking the time to come in and talk with me and share your music. Looking forward to getting even more from you. And we will keep our ears open if I come across anybody that drums.
Send them our way.
Except Dave Grohl. We've already
Except for
determined
Dave Grohl, tell me I just don't have time for him. He's too old now.
All right, so Stephen and Gregory of Chimps Hate Laughter, again, thank you guys for hanging out tonight.
Hey, man, I appreciate you.